I do have a theory. We'll get to that. Megan, thank you. And this is a Fox News alert. By the way, Megan, get home with the kids. They deserve to see their mom. 11 days before the election of Hillary Clinton, now the Democratic nominee for president, she's running. She's now under investigation again by the FBI. The Bureau announcing earlier today that it is now reopening the case in the Clinton's private email server. At this moment, Donald Trump, he's holding a rally. He's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. If he talks again about her legal issues, we'll dip into his remarks. Plus, in just a few moments, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, former prosecutor, he'll be here with us, as well as former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. But first, on this busy news night, Ed Henry standing by in Washington. He has the very latest on this new investigation, which was reopened. Ed, a lot now is coming into play. Did she understand the C in terms of was C classified when there's no A, B, and D? Why did Bill Clinton meet with Loretta Lynch? Then we have the whole issue. Why was there collusion with the Justice Department, the State Department, and the White House? And WikiLeaks has revealed a lot as well. What do you got?
They have. Sean, a big development tonight is also a question hanging over the FBI as to how thorough their original investigation was, because an FBI source tells me tonight that they are focused on thousands and thousands of emails sent and received by Huma Abedin, obviously Hillary Clinton's top aide, and also married to Anthony Weiner. And it was only because the FBI was separately investigating Anthony Weiner over sexting that they were able to find, wait a second, there's thousands more emails here involving Huma Abedin. Now, were they sent to Hillary Clinton? Were they sent to others in the Clinton campaign? They're digging through all that. Was it classified information or not? They're digging through that as well. But why did they not find this in the first round of the FBI investigation? It adds to the list of questions, including why Cheryl Mills, of course, another senior Clinton advisor, was given legal immunity. The FBI director, James Comey, said at the time it was because he wanted to get to her laptop. We later learned that that laptop was destroyed. Tonight, Hillary Clinton, at a campaign stop in Iowa, suggested she may be more nervous about this than expected because she held a news conference, something she very rarely does. And she issued a challenge to the FBI director saying, basically, put up or shut up, put more information out, let the public be transparent and put more information out. What's interesting about that is it's just 24 hours after the WikiLeaks dump yesterday showed that even Hillary Clinton's top aides, Robbie Mook and John Podesta, back in March of 2015 when the email scandal broke in the pages of the New York Times, did not know the full depth of the email controversy. They were emailing each other in real time saying, did you know it was this extensive? And Robbie Mook said, no, we had done a self-vetting basically of the email, and we're told all of it had been taken care of. So the bottom line is, Hillary Clinton tonight is calling for transparency from the FBI. Just 24 hours after we learned from WikiLeaks, she kept her own top aides in the dark about the extent of this email scandal. So this is a dramatic development tonight, Sean.
Let me tell you a part of what my theory is. I'm not sure I necessarily believe that this is related necessarily to Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner, and I'll tell you why. I think the FBI, especially James Comey, under him, I know special agents, they have been furious with his earlier statements on this particular case. They feel the standard has been met, the 51%, the preponderance of evidence to go forward in this case, and that he should not have made the definitive statement he originally made. Now, let me put up on the screen just what WikiLeaks revealed specific to the Clinton server. For example, the co-chair of the transition team said the private email server was effing insane. That's her own team saying this. An aide wrote, there's just no good answer on the server scandal. Podesta called Clinton's email scandal a hot mess. Podesta's daughter thought Clinton's, comment to you, wipe it like with a cloth, Ed, was kind of scary. It goes on. President Obama, now this goes right to the White House. President Obama, who said that he heard about it from news reports, he knew about Clinton's email server and private account because he was emailing her on it. We know the campaign actually discussed withholding President Obama's emails back and forth with Hillary because of, quote, executive privilege, or were they really obstructing justice? That's a question that needs to be answered. The co-chair of the transition team said, well, they wanted to get away with it on the server scandal. Cheryl Mills wrote, we need to clean this up after Obama lied to the American people saying he learned about it in the press. The campaign discussed making a joke about the email server scandal. The campaign said the president's remarks about the server don't make sense. The campaign colluded We learned this from WikiLeaks. With both the Department of Justice and the State Department over the release statements, and aides discussed strategies to turn over Clinton's email server to the DOJ. Now, we also have the other questions that we got. Why was Bill Clinton meeting with Loretta Lynch on a tarmac? Why did Hillary Clinton say she can't remember 39 times? Why did she not know the C? This is basic 101 classification. When there's no A, B, D, X, Y, or Z, why did she not know the C meant classified? Why was the campaign colluding with the Justice Department and getting a heads up on what was coming out? There is much more here, and I suspect this is a lot deeper than just Huma and Anthony Weiner.
And what did Huma Abedin tell the FBI when they interviewed her? They interviewed her in phase 1 of this investigation. If she said that she turned over all emails, and now there are thousands more, some of them could be duplicates, we should caution. But if there are any new ones, especially new ones with classified information, she is on record in a deposition with the FBI saying, I've turned everything over. And now maybe there's more. Obviously, there could be exposure for Hillary Clinton as well. Let's not forget, she also was questioned at her home here in Washington by the FBI a couple of months back. And so there's exposure at the highest levels of the campaign tonight, and that's why they're under such intense pressure.
And I have so many other questions. Is the FBI examining the truthfulness now of Hillary Rodham Clinton? She only had a 3.5-hour interview with him, but Angelina Jolie, she deserved a 4-hour interview with the FBI. But in light of this new evidence, could she have possibly lied to the FBI? By the way, there was a guy by the name of Dennis Hastert. He went to jail for that very thing. He got convicted for that very issue. Ed, thank you. Appreciate it.
Great to see you.
All right. Tonight, my question is anyone in America, are you really surprised this has happened? Now, if you've been following the facts like we have on this program, you should not be. Let's start from the very beginning of the scandal. Hillary Clinton has changed her story and purposely avoided telling the truth. Let's take a look.
The laws and regulations in effect when I was Secretary of State allowed me to use my email for work. That is undisputed. It clearly wasn't the best choice. And I take responsibility for that decision. I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of 2.
iPhone or Android? iPhone. Okay, in full disclosure, BlackBerry. And a BlackBerry. I have an iPad, a mini iPad, an iPhone, and a BlackBerry.
I believe I have met all of my responsibilities, and the server will remain private.
In order to be as cooperative as possible, we have turned over the server. They can do whatever they want to with the server.
I am confident that I never sent nor received any information that was classified at the time it was sent and received.
So that leaves the 100 out of 30,000 emails that Director Comey testified contained classified information.
I did not receive anything that was marked as classified.
Director Comey said that only 3 out of 30,000 had anything resembling classified markers.
You were the official in charge. Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something? No, well, no.
We turned over everything that was work-related. Every single thing.
A lot not true. In the process of changing her story, Clinton claims she did nothing wrong when it comes to the mishandling of classified information. Well, let's go back to July. The FBI Director Comey, well, this is what he said about it.
From the group of 30,000 emails returned to the State Department in 2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received. 8 of those chains contained information that was top secret at the time they were sent. 36 of those chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information at the time. That's the lowest level of classification. Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information, there is evidence that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
All right, now before James Comey made his recommendation not to bring about charges against Hillary Clinton, back in June, Bill Clinton met with President Obama's Attorney General, Loretta Lynch. That was on the airport tarmac. And Bill Clinton allegedly boarded Lynch's plane. He was on that plane for over 30 minutes, but Lynch claims, well, they're merely talking about grandchildren and travel. How appropriate is that? And just this week, we also learned from a report in the Wall Street Journal that a super PAC for a major Clinton ally, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, donated more than $500,000 to the state Senate campaign of the wife of Andrew McCabe. Well, guess what? He's the FBI director who oversaw the investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server. And by the way, Hillary raised money for that PAC. And on top of that, we also know, thanks to WikiLeaks, that the president exchanged emails with Hillary, meaning that he knew she wasn't using a government account. He lied to all of you. And other released emails show that Hillary Clinton's own staff was confused and extremely concerned about what she had done. Neera Tanden is the now co-chair of Clinton's transition team. Well, she said to set up the Clinton server was, quote, bleeping insane. And that's not all. Despite Comey not recommending bringing charges against Hillary Clinton, when he testified before Congress back in July, Comey admitted that Clinton was not telling the truth about her emails. You may remember this exchange.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. There were a small number of portion markings on, I think, 3 of the documents.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Secretary Clinton said her lawyers read every one of the emails and were overly inclusive. Did her lawyers read the email content individually?
No.
All right, there's also the fact that can't be ignored in all of this. 3 weeks after the Benghazi Select Committee sent Clinton a subpoena in 2015 requesting that she turn over all emails related to the terror attack, an employee at the company that ran her server used bleach bit. You know, they acid washed her server in an effort to permanently erase emails on the server. Joining us now, he's been following this from the get-go, is former New York City mayor, former prosecutor, Rudy Giuliani. All right, where do you want to begin? Because you just heard James Comey admit that the standard in this case, which is negligent or grossly negligent, you don't even have to be negligent.
The definition of negligent, grossly negligent is extremely careless.
Okay.
So Jim Comey didn't choose those words idly. Those are the legal definition of what it means to be grossly negligent. So when he said that, he essentially said there was evidence to prove that she violated that statute. Also, the 4 or 5 times when he was answering Trey Gowdy's questions, in which he pointed out that she lied to the FBI.
Isn't that a crime?
Every single one of them. That's what Martha Stewart went to jail for one of them. One
and he
false statement.
5 specific lies.
5 specific lies, including one where
and multiple instances
1,000 work-related emails were found when she said that there were no work-related.
If I did this, I'd be in jail.
Yeah, I'd be visiting you now somewhere in Dannemora, or
would you bring me a cake?
Yeah, I'd visit you, Sean. You know, it's one of the great works that Jesus asked us to do during the Beatitudes.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Visit the people in prison.
Let me ask you this, because they're saying today, and it broke after Comey made his remarks, they're saying, oh, this is related to Abedin and emails.
No, you know what this is related to? What? It's related to the fact that they did a completely irresponsible investigation of this case. If you read the 302 of her interview, it's absurd. The FBI agent doing that 302 didn't follow up on anything. You mentioned the C. He didn't follow up on that. He didn't ask the questions. Was there an A or a B or a D or an E or an F to find out if
or
it's
X, Y, Z. Yeah.
But she also said that she didn't remember her exit interview from the FBI because she had had a concussion and she had lost her memory. There are no questions following that, which you would expect from an agent conducting an investigation.
She said she didn't remember being briefed about security, cybersecurity.
Yes, but no questions like, Well, how long did you lose your memory? Where's the documentation for it? Let's look at the medical records. In other words, she was questioned as follows. Did you commit the murder? No. Thank you. And they walked